Hey guys, everyone. That's our new episode of Jetil Podcast. Welcome, everyone. And we're having our new guest today. New guest. And our second host, as usually, beloved
Kung Fu Grandmaster.
Aidos is here.
Yes, baby.
How are you, man?
On? Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Nice
back
to have
again,
you.
finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, new episodes.
5 minutes after.
Yeah, 5 minutes after. But you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You would think it's been a month, but
Yeah.
we've been
Sure.
here for-
And our second speaker for today is Stephanie. Stephanie
guest.
is
Hello.
straight from the US. Are you
Yeah, welcome,
from
Stephanie.
which state
have
are
you
you
here.
from?
I'm from Boston. I'm coming from Boston.
Yeah, and she's here doing her
Massachusetts.
research on nuclear art,
Nuclear, well, okay.
testing, or
Let her do it, please. 'Cause
Yeah, just in a couple of words. What do you do here?
Okay, so I came here for research. My proposal was to research nuclear testing in the arts, which isn't happening. It's not a thing. I found it's not a thing. So, so now I'm focusing on the development of contemporary art in Kazakhstan more broadly, and I have some questions about that. And the research continues. I'll still be here for
Whoa.
a few more months.
nice.
Yeah.
Contemporary art.
And have you had a chance to talk to our people who are doing art here, like researching it and stuff?
Yeah, I've met a lot of people in the arts from Kasteyev Museum, from Tseleny Center, from Aspen Gallery. I'm just so many people, and then artists, of course. I'm even working with a group in Shymkent, so not just based in Almaty.
Nice.
Do you know anything
Thank
about
you.
art, man?
Of course, Tseliny.
What's Tselin?
I used to work in that holding, remember? Like, Tseliny belongs to our, like, where I used to work.
Really?
Yeah, the art center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They used to have a spot on Esentai Square also in a cube. I
Yes,
don't
in
know.
Thai Square.
Yeah, but now like it's a cafe, and then they turned that into a cafe, and then second floor was full of like
Oh, right.
like,
The cafeteria one.
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. And then they installed like a lot of artist
Mhm,
work. So
mhm, mhm.
yeah, I enjoy it. I have some very mainstream. Collection
Vision,
at home, yeah.
thoughts
like,
about
I'm not so.
art.
I'm not really deep into that thing, but I respect. Like,
It's cool.
I it's really hard to see what the artists, could see.
Yeah.
How
I
about
have-
these things behind you? You could see this only if you have glasses. Yeah, there are paintings on it.
Very minimal. Very minimal.
Contemporary art, because some of the contemporary art are really, it gives out some really. How would you say, like strange, like normally you wouldn't understand, but and then you get the story of the whatever, it's a painting or what was the message of the artist. And
I
then
got a question on this topic. Is that on this thing is how contemporary art is developing in Kazakhstan here? Like, is there anything like contemporary art?
it is, bro.
Really?
Yeah, there is a
So,
lot.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about it. Like comparatively.
You
like-
only want to know about the contemporary art?
well, not
You
Yeah,
just
contemporary.
just the contemporary art?
Yeah, let's start with contemporary.
yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of art here. There's a big art community. I mean, it seems mostly based in Almaty. And yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what kind of to say about it, because it's sort of a broad subject.
Yeah,
But I just did a studio visit with Saleh Solimenova, for example, who does really interesting work right now. She's using plastic bags, so they sort of look like paintings from far away, but when you get close, you realize that they're made from plastic bags that she collects. And she has a lot of different themes, some personal. She was working from photographs from her family,
Yeah.
and has like really interesting stories connected with these pieces.
Whoa. Well, let's start with the topic first. What is contemporary art for those who don't understand?
This is such
you're asking for yourself, right?
Sure. Well, I'm included. What
This
is
is so
contemporary
I
art?
would just act like I know what's going on. So, Stephanie, please.
This is such a funny question, because it seems like there'd just be this really easy answer, right? Like that there's just a definition. So I don't know. I'm debating. Like, should I do the whole historical
Well, no,
thing,
no,
or should I
like,
just say? Because
yeah.
I think the way that we use the term contemporary art is we talk about art that's contemporary to us. So we sort of position ourselves in relation to this artistic moment, and we say contemporary art is art that exists in our sphere. So art that's contemporary to you. We used to call it modern art, and then there was a kind of definitive moment that was modern art, and we break with that and call art contemporary. So I think not everyone agrees when this happens, 60s, 70s, definitely 80s onward, but we're still in this contemporary moment. So art that's being made now is contemporary.
Wow.
Yeah, it might be music. It might be a guy just, painting things. He would paint anything. He would put some colors like in a really strange way, and then he could help you paint your whatever dolls, your accessories, your cars, whatever. Yeah, they're like
Your explanation is way closer.
that's
like,
it is. It is. I just watched a guy who makes around 36 million a year.
yeah.
All he does is he doesn't spray paints. He just mixes like different colors and just puts on people's cars and walls, and that's what he does. I don't know, for some reason it looks so good. Yeah, he painted so,
Alright.
and now he has been invited by Lamborghini. He's going to Abu Dhabi to attend an event, and then he's gonna paint a brand new Lamborghini car live. I don't know, and he's young and like, oh my God.
I do remember that episode from that movie, if you do remember, The Untouchables, I guess. 1+1, Omar Sy, and that that's French movie.
The French
So
version.
then there is an episode, a very short episode, where he is looking for the pictures and stuff, and then there is a picture and then the part, and like he just basically
Oh yeah,
was
he throws everything. Yeah,
thrown
here we
out.
go. That's an art.
there is a blood, right? What did you expect from that? And then, well, in my opinion, I mean, there are some people who claim that I could do the same,
It can be
and I could sell the same picture for.
It could be in interior design also. Have you seen these sinks? Like, it doesn't look like a sink. It looks like a stone table.
Yeah.
It is a sink. The water comes like somehow just flushes away. It's this weird thing.
So it's all about the meaning that you give into pictures and what you do by yourself, or is that like?
I think it could be anything. Is it right or no? I don't know. Like it could be contemporary art. It could be anything. A music, like a picture or painting or sculpture.
Is it?
I mean, this is also kind of sticky because some people separate design, for example. So when you're talking about interior design, you're talking about book design. Like some people would separate that from like fine art, from the art object. Other people would say that's elitist. This tendency to separate what Clement Greenberg calls kitsch, right? In his book, these things that we would think of as definitively non-art. But then, like with the 80s, famously, Andy Warhol, right, says, fuck it. What is an art?
Yeah.
I mean, he does this kind of Duchampian thing. Marcel Duchamp was this French artist in the 19th century, right, who put a urinal in an exhibition and says,
I've seen it.
this is art, and what are you going to do about it? So this idea of kitsch, the mass-produced object, and how we think about art just varies, I think, and people don't really agree.
He really did. I don't know. It's like a. It also seems like he been mocking everybody at that fair. Like it was big. It was in news, right? It was like really big thing because he put it's, how do you call it?
Urinal.
Urinal. Sorry, not urinate.
Urinate is like what you're gonna do in the urinal.
In the urinal, yes. Oh my God, I can imagine Stephanie leaving our podcast and then saying, "I just talked to these two dumb guys."
Who know nothing about art.
Yeah, because we are so far away from this, really.
But no, I mean, I like your vision to art towards the commercial, towards the business.
Have you seen my
See?
room? I've got paintings of dollar bills in different colors and Homer Simpson covered in like different colors with some like clothing brands, and I have Pinocchio dead on a Gucci wallpaper, like this type of things. I like this. I mean, it looks good. I don't really have any like feelings towards it, and I don't really, it doesn't send me any message, but it means something to me. I'll show you the picture later. Like, why did I put it in my? That's where I work at home, and I shoot my videos, I make my music there, and I work on my things.
Yeah.
I would explain, because that means something to me, and it looks good. But when people come, they think it's the stupid pictures. Like, especially with Dad, he would come and say, "What, you grown ass man, hanging up all these half-naked cartoons on your wall, and I have this." Yeah,
Just
like,
forget about it.
yeah, so forget about. So yeah,
You can't argue with
bad.
those people, man.
Yeah, so I just want to apologize, for both of us for not, really understanding.
Well, that's
the
why
contemporary
Stephanie's
art.
here
Yeah, I hope you don't mind
to open
talking
up the topic a little bit, to
not
explain
really
us. Maybe we're losing something,
enlighten
because
them.
I think
losing something.
no. I mean, in terms of we gotta appreciate what we have here in Kazakhstan, right? So because we're not into the
Yeah,
art
you see, right?
much,
Foreigners
but
come, they find something.
it's also a great thing.
That's invisible to us. Like this, that Matt also, like, he comes here, he finds a lot of good things that, like, we don't even know. I didn't know this Dutch guy has a cafe in Zidoni Bazar.
Yeah.
Second floor. I didn't know until
Bowler, right?
yeah.
Sure.
Like, I would never think like you could put something there and it will be so, it's a
Profitable.
hotspot, so famous, and everybody goes there. Like, oh, this is the famous place. Who said so?
Yeah, exactly.
It is weird. Like foreigners find like the really good things in Almaty that we don't see, and probably we don't appreciate it.
So
This is what I think about people who aren't in the arts. Like, I feel like people have such interesting and creative things to say about art, and interesting ideas about art and aesthetic. And so, like, for me, it's always good to hear other perspectives. And it's interesting to hear, about your room. Like, now I want to see.
Yeah, I have the pictures. I'll show you. What about the Soviet Union designs? How do you call it? Modernism.
Like the architecture?
Yeah,
or?
architecture of the city. Like, do you like it? Because
for me, it seems pretty gray.
Yeah, we hate it, but foreigners, they love it. I've seen foreigners coming and taking pictures, like, these buildings.
Really?
This building being here for forever, and it's ugly, and it's like, you see, this is why we like it, because it's like this, like that. The Soviet modernism, it's weird. There's this guy. I work with this guy from Moscow. He came, he took a lot of pictures. He created an album for himself, like this thick, just in Almaty, and he took it back home. He was so proud about it. And then when you look at it after it's done, it is, it seems now kind of, it is beautiful. It is not like he sees something that we don't see, bro.
Yeah.
That's art for him.
Yeah.
For us, it's
What
just
about
like
that?
another, like,
How do you estimate
do you
all
like
that?
the modernism?
Have you seen the book that Garage printed? They have a series of Soviet modernist architecture. I think one is St. Petersburg, one's Moscow, and then the other one's Almaty. And it's really interesting because when you take these buildings and you put them in photographs, I mean, like you say, they take on this whole other quality because you're looking at it from the perspective of the photographer, like not from the street, which I think is really interesting. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think that Almaty is so gray. I mean, I guess it's easy to say now. It's spring, it's green, it's beautiful,
It's hard to say, especially winter. Oh my God. I hate Almaty winter.
This winter was kind of brutal. But I think, like, I just came from Kyrgyzstan, and I was in Bishkek, and they painted their buildings like pink, like green.
I was talking about this the other day, man, on a balcony to my, my cousin about this. I was like, why wouldn't they paint something? I mean, these gray buildings, these old Soviet buildings, they should paint it like Havana,
But people here are doing the murals. I mean, have you seen?
Yeah. Murals, yeah.
I
It is
mean,
beautiful. Or
not
just
everywhere,
painting
but
something- not everywhere.
Some areas.
No, but it's ugly though, don't you think? Like this gray, it's always a gray or darker gray, or even darker gray. That's like 3 colors we have. I hate it. If you would put like it's like this sky blue here and pink one here, green here, I think that would be lovely, man.
That's like
and then you can say Almaty is a city of 1,000 colors. We have this slogan. It's weird because we don't. It's not a color of,
It's not 1,000 colors at all.
We have gray colors. 50 shades of gray.
But Almaty is so it's so aesthetic. Like every coffee shop you walk by, they have like flowers outside. Like they make these spaces. Like
I think it only became recently.
No, man. Almaty
No?
was always like a bit. We had this European touch. We do have it. We're lazy too. We like coffees a lot, teas.
But have you ever been outside of Almaty? That's the interesting question.
You mean in Kazakhstan or?
I'm talking about the rural areas.
Almaty region. Yeah, like
Almaty region.
Yeah, I have. So I've been to 9 different cities in Kazakhstan.
wow.
And I've been to like the great hits like Charin Canyon, for example. I went to this oh my gosh, I'm blinking on what it's called. It's like 2 or 3 hours outside of the city. I went to a film set there, which was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
Nomadic film scene.
Oh, right.
Jumbo, yeah.
Jumbo.
About the poet musician.
Oh, right.
So you've been to probably you went to
That was a
Charin,
museum, right?
You then definitely been to Kaingde and Kolsai.
Oh, I'm supposed to do Kolsai tomorrow.
Really? Have you been there before?
No, I haven't been.
Oh, it's nice.
That's-
You'll
that's-
like it. Listen,
that's
if you go there, there's a place called Lake Town.
Lake Town.
Yeah, it is the closest hotel to the lake, and I don't know if you eat meat. I don't know, but they have like one of the best steaks I've ever had, man. Yeah, like you can tell your friends if you don't eat meat, but don't miss out on that one. But yeah, Lake Town, I like it.
Have you met very many vegetarians in Almaty?
Well,
I have a friend, but she's not a vegetarian. She's a vegan.
Oh, wow.
She's vegan. And then that's...
overseas, yes. Here,
Well, you know the
not
difference,
too
right?
much. Yeah. Well, I don't. To be honest, I don't really care. Okay, because I divide like you eat or not. That's it. Eat meat or not. That's it.
Well, then vegans are like a bit
but I do understand
deeper
them when
meaning in that.
if I live in China, I would stop eating meat because here everything's organic. It's clean. You should eat meat here. Go somewhere else in America, stop eating meat, man. Don't eat anything, just vegetables.
The hormones make you tall. Sorry, take that out of the podcast.
No, it's okay.
Joking.
What hormones make you tall? I need that.
Oh, because
Asking
you were saying like how it's not organic in the U.S. and like my joke is that it's like all of the hormones that they give
Basic
to the animals.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
that's why Americans are so tall. But it's I'm joking. I'm sorry.
This is my first time hearing Americans are tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I've heard Dutch people are like pretty tall,
Yeah.
right?
Swedish
Netherlands.
people are
Swedish,
tall.
yeah, crazy tall, man.
But yeah, I
So
mean,
asking for a friend, if
are you
there's something like this?
vegetarian by yourself?
No,
You
no.
eat meat, right?
Yeah, I eat meat, and I was just trying to imagine my life in Kazakhstan without meat.
Yeah.
And I think it would be difficult. That's why I asked if you know
Yes,
know
but
many
weird.
vegetarians.
I don't. I know a couple of them, and they live abroad, so it's good for them. Stay out more meat for us.
Yeah. Is there a lot are there a lot vegans generally in the US?
Wait,
Or
vegans are
is
the
that
ones
a
who eat
popular
fish?
culture there? Like the popular thing?
I don't know. I mean,
Do you know the difference?
I know the difference.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't, cause okay.
well, the vegans are they don't basically they don't use anything which is related to animals, like animal products. So then
like eggs,
eggs, milk,
Fish.
and then they don't use the
mosquitoes, anything.
cosmetics
Honey.
that are tested on animals. So then that's the thing.
Oh,
of
that's
vegans.
vegan.
That's
Oh,
like
that's
more.
like this worse
It's
one,
deeper.
because-
It's deeper. Yeah. Well, the
Oh,
vegetarians they
those-
just don't eat meat. That's it.
But they eat fish.
But they drink milk. Some of them they eat fish. Some of them
Oh,
also.
I think yeah.
vegans?
Vegetarians.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Wow,
true.
vegan. Okay.
no?
wow.
No. I'm sorry. I thought that you were saying that the vegans sometimes will drink milk.
No,
and
no.
Eat fish.
Vegans
and
are
I
like
was
super
Vegans
strict
are
about
the
that.
Okay.
Super
okay,
strict,
Okay,
yeah.
they're the Muslims of that world. I
Yeah.
get it. All right, cool.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
vegetarians are the Christians, and meat eaters are the most.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you've been here for a year
No
then,
disrespect.
like
man, sorry.
9 months,
Mhm.
right? So what kind of things did you open up for yourself? That's the first time you being here in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, this is my first time.
Yeah.
And it's
Thank
so
you
funny
for
because
being here, really, you know.
How do you like it? Like, what did you do?
it
for a
was
year?
it was interesting because I never lived abroad for so long.
Wow.
And I kept thinking, like, is there something that I'm going to need, that I'm going to miss, that I'm not going to be able to get when I'm in Almaty? And like, there hasn't been anything. I was kind of surprised. Like, there hasn't been anything that I really miss from home that I just can't get or I just can't find.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, it's kind of easy for me because I have a directive for being here. I'm doing research, and so I have an agenda. So I've been working a lot in archives. I've been working a lot with different universities. I've mostly been working with Gulnara Abikieva. She's at Almaty Management University. And she's been so helpful in just introducing me to people. So I've met so many people. Mostly I socialize.
Yeah, cool.
We're friendly, aren't we? Right?
Have you been to Jurgenov University, the art university?
No, I haven't.
You haven't. What about the museums? Like, how many museums have you visited? I think almost everything.
So I always make a point to go, of course, to art museums and art institutions, and it seems that like every city has one. So everywhere I've gone, like Semey has one, Pavlodar has one, Shymkent has one. I mean, everywhere you go, and then Almaty, of course, has Kasteyev, which also has a great library too, which is really interesting.
How about National Museum?
Actually. Hold on, is the National Museum, it's the smaller museum
the
in the
central one, right?
Central, the big one with the dome, the blue dome.
I haven't been, actually. I went to, there's a National Museum, I forget which street it's on. It's in one of these like old wood houses. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. A class, I forgot the name. It's where the music instruments are, right?
No, but I've been to that one too. For a contemporary art exhibition, actually. For Kurkut, Vladislav Slitsky curated an exhibition of contemporary sound art in this historical building, which was really interesting. But no, there's a small museum that's in one of these old wood houses that's also like a national museum.
Wow.
It's really like, I mean, you can do it in like 30 minutes. It's really small.
Thank you for teaching us. You know, like we're here. This is such a shame, man. We don't go to our museums.
Well, I visited a couple of museums. I mean, I had a thing. I do remember when I was still at the university, and then I was like, I'm gonna visit each museum every week. So I had a plan for myself, and I tried to. I did some of them, and I also visited the one. Kunaev Museum, you know, his house, the flat,
let's do
the apartment
something
he
like
lived
that,
in,
man. This is
and Sabit Mukhanov Museum. And then I tried to, because, I mean, there are a lot of them. If you ever, I think there are about 29 or 28 museums here in Almaty, as I've heard.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
How many you've been to?
2.
What are the 2?
Kasteyev and 3. Kasteyev, the National Museum, Kasteyev, and the one where the music instruments. Because I'm a musician, so.
Oh,
there. Yeah. Do you play anything, or like, are you into any arts?
So I don't play any instruments, but I have a bachelor's in fine arts. So I was a studio major. I was an artist.
You draw, right? You draw, you paint.
I mostly did sculpture, actually. I did a lot of, like, my final project, for example, was I would go to the street and I would find, oh my gosh, just like Saleh, this is all coming full circle for me. I would find plastic bags in the street. I would take it back to my studio, would mold it into like animal, like mostly rabbits. I liked rabbits, and then I'd put them back and see how people would interact with them. So that was like an example of.
Have you been to Esentai Mall? There's a shop, Nomad, I think Nomad clothing, and they have this also contemporary art on the
wall,
on the glass. Yeah, like you could see it's made out of also a lot of this plastic bags and newspapers, and it's the Altın Adam, the golden man. Yeah, it's him. It's his head or something. Or
made out of plastic bags.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. It's in Esentai Mall on the second floor. If you go there.
It's really
Interesting.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should
If you ever
check it
heard
out.
about the project called Jetil Podcast?
No.
Never heard? They
Mm.
also
Card?
do those stuff out of plastic bags and then bottles and everything. So then they do like clothing and
I've seen
jackets,
some like
interesting.
nice
even
work
earrings and so on.
out of this guy was in Istanbul new airport. Have you been there? The new airport in Istanbul.
Mhm.
So they put out this works of this one Turkish artist. Bro, he made everything out of plastic bags, paper, whatever, like jeans, clothes, and it's so nice. Like if
Yeah.
you the closer you come, like you start, it becomes like nothing.
Mhm.
You know, you walk farther from the picture, and then you could see it's
Whoa.
a face or something. Yeah, it's
Mhm,
really
mhm.
nice. If
It's
you
so
see-
funny you guys started by saying we don't know anything about
Yeah.
art, and now look at
But
you.
like, no, it's just like an experience that's just coming out.
Yeah, now we're thinking, that
and
this
then,
part
and
of
then
brain
whoa,
is
I know
like,
something about it, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Listen, we're trying, okay, Stefan. We're trying hard so that we wouldn't look stupid on our own podcast after that we posted,
Right.
So yeah, I like this type of thing. Like, you would check out from from the side view. It's nothing. Some things are hanging
Yeah.
down, and then you back up and you see the whole picture. And then you come
Mhm,
this side. It's written something else. I like this type of thing.
Yeah. So you were an eco-friendly artist, I'd say, right?
No, not specifically.
She's also toxic friendly. Too.
Yeah. I mean, like, do you mean, am I only working with artists who are environmentally?
Well, not
I don't really like
specifically,
these
but
people,
like,
man. I don't like those.
Really?
Those. That's like putting limit.
Well,
on
then, I
yourself,
mean,
limiting
come on,
yourself.
I think, well, that would be good agenda for our city to support all this eco stuff because, I mean, as you can see, the pollution and stuff. What do you
Do you
think
sort
about
of
that?
your trash at home?
What?
So do you
No.
like separate?
Is
But
there
I-
recycling here?
No.
Well,
I
at
didn't
some
think so.
There is
areas
none.
only.
Because I actually
above.
we had this project regarding this recycling trash and stuff. So and then
Yeah.
it turns out
No one cared
everything is
about that.
taken all to that where all the trash
City
are.
dump.
Right.
Yeah.
City dump, and people are living there.
Wow.
So there are people living in the city dump. So they separate. Some of them take this metal things, wood, like plastic, and all that.
So it didn't
they
work
make
out.
money. So if we try to get into this project of recycling, so we should pay them first. So I think there's a whole team working on it. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then we, if you see, have you seen this things, these trash cans? That's like written plastic, paper, and
No.
At some
have
places
3-4
we
different
have
holes, but they in the same bucket inside.
yeah, no one cares about that, unfortunately. And the
Yeah.
culture, I think itself is not is ready. And I don't know if people are not ready for that, but can we say so? Like the people are not ready, or the infrastructure?
It's no country is just 30 years old, man.
What are the
we're trying?
steps?
We're coming. Okay, you see, we're doing this art things now, and we're getting there slowly. Okay?
Yeah, but I think a lot more countries have problems with recycling than we want to admit. And like I know in the U.S. we're having a similar problem, where I think most of our things aren't actually getting recycled, or that it's using more energy to recycle them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think there's bigger issues. And when we first started talking about recycling, the hope was that we would reduce consumption, that we wouldn't produce so much plastic in the first place.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We don't have to talk.
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah. Have you
But I
seen-
don't think you should feel so guilty about it
Did
because
you know, to produce a paper bag is more harmful. The production is way harmful than producing a plastic bag, than using a plastic bag. So it's like kind of weird. Same goes to the, electric vehicles now. It's pretty popular. More and more Chinese EVs are coming in. So, they use batteries.
Which is more harmful.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
well,
saying.
it's good for ecology, but you're gonna charge them, right? To charge, you need electricity. Electricity, it's coming
yeah.
still from burning,
Yeah.
coals and
Water.
it's still coming from the same energy. So it's weird. And to produce those cars, to produce those batteries, use lithium and what's the name, cobalt and lithium from Africa. it is also doing some harmful things. So it's kind of weird. Like we're trying to do the
It's
good
still
thing,
the same,
do the right
right?
thing.
Still
Yeah,
in
it's
the
like
same
it's like a
circle.
weird circle. So it's. I think everyone feels the same way, and nobody wants to discuss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're from Boston.
Well, yeah, I've lived in Boston for a long time. I'm from Virginia, like born and raised, but I've lived in Boston for like 20 years.
Oh,
Cool. And what about the ecology there in Boston? I mean, I'm really curious about that because, I mean, since you've been living here and then you've probably noticed the thing with ecology here and then generally about the air pollution issue. So how would you estimate it?
So Boston's on the ocean.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like a different kind of ecology, ecosystem. Boston has seen a lot of problems recently with flooding because of climate change. So Boston's finding ways to deal with the rising water levels.
Yeah.
The air pollution here is quite bad.
Yeah.
And I've been told it's because of the mountains. And I also like there's a lot of cars. There's
especially
still
during the
coal. I
winter.
think it's something
Yeah,
like
coal.
60%
We burn coal.
of the heat is from coal,
Yeah.
burning coal.
Yeah.
And no wind.
And I'm wondering if you guys have heard, I think that there's talks about developing a nuclear power plant just outside of Almaty
Yes.
as a way to
Yeah.
mitigate.
Are you like related to that project? Do you think it's a good thing?
Do I think it's a good thing? I mean, I don't. What do you guys think?
I think it's a good thing.
You
Really?
think so?
Yes.
Why?
You mean like instead of using coal, it's better.
Ah. All right.
It's cheaper. It's safer. It sounds dangerous, to be honest.
But I think, after what happened in a couple of years, several years back, all those,
Ammunition warehouses. We cannot even protect our ammunition.
that's what I'm talking
weapons,
about. Yeah, in Taraz, in those
like
things that
Kazakhstan
happen.
has these stupid problems, like really
That's
stupid problems.
you think we can keep
Sometimes I
up
would
that
say
nuclear
we don't
station?
need an enemy, man. Like we have our dumb people in here; they'll do the job. We don't need enemies. Do you know what happened in Kazakhstan? Right?
What
It's in
specifically?
army, like it's an army base. So there's a warehouse full of guns and
It was exploded.
like how do you say
Yeah.
it? Ammunition.
It was exploded
Ammunition.
because they didn't keep properly all those
Yeah.
ammunition and stuff.
You need to keep it, keep the temperature and like it's out of danger, out of fire and stuff. So like we had a couple of explosions, like
That's why we don't need enemies. Like we're gonna
you know
destroy everything ourselves.
yeah, it like this problem is such pointless.
Yeah.
It's just because of some people, unprofessionalism in this field.
But do you think maybe some of it's inherited, or do you think? I mean, like I'm thinking about this kind of Soviet legacy, and it seems like a lot of the ecological problems in Kazakhstan come from not Kazakhs, but Soviets in Kazakhstan.
How do you see that? Like, could you elaborate a bit?
No, yeah.
Like,
So you-
well, I was just in Aralsk. I did this Aral Sea tour. And, the Aral Sea was one of the largest self-sustaining, I don't know if landlocked body of water is the correct term for this, but, it's not really connected to larger water systems.
I'd also-
And then in the 20s and 30s under Stalin's like Stroiki projects, you start to see these irrigation systems being built that start to reduce, and then this gets expedited in the 80s, and then the sea basically dries up, right? And so now Kazakhstan is just left with this problem.
yeah.
And what can they do about it? And it's also in Uzbekistan, so it requires some kind of collaboration with neighbors. I mean, it's complicated, and Kazakhs didn't necessarily
Well,
do
we don't
that.
want to get political at all, but I have similar, I share the same views on this, because probably those times were like kind of, they didn't really care about this region, I would say, because they have sent, we have more than 120, 130 minorities in Kazakhstan, so they've been all sent here, so we left with all this problem.
Yeah.
But I think, so like you said, yeah, we have to now we have to deal with this. So the fastest way is the nuclear power, station or plantation, or that's like, I think that's one of the good ones for us, because if we want to speed things up, of course, ideally, what we need is, how do you call this? From we can get from wind, we can get from rivers.
Like
yeah,
natural.
we can get from from sun.
The energy, you mean?
Yeah. Like, but it's the production from that is not as big as you imagine. Like, it's not an easy thing,
Yeah.
And I think that this kind of issue, it's now an issue in Kazakhstan, but it's a global issue as well. I mean, we see that Germany has just shut down their nuclear power plant. And I think that there's valid points on both sides in how do we deal with our energy consumption, knowing that, I think someone like Naomi Klein, for example, would say we need to reduce our energy consumption. The problem is that we consume too much energy, but we're not ready to do that, right? Like, we're not, capitalism doesn't let us do that, and we're all implicit, right?
Yeah.
And so I think one of my concerns is that Kazakhstan has a bad track record with storing and managing nuclear waste. And so at the end of the day, there's still a byproduct. It's not the same. I mean, it's not an air pollutant. It's not the same kind of byproduct, but there is something that needs to be dealt with. And there's a bad track record here with that.
So yeah, we don't vote for that. Let's speak about the nuclear power plant. Yeah, let's go back to the other thing.
Yeah, let's go back.
Yeah,
I want to be allowed to stay here a little longer.
No, that's cool. I mean, I think
we can say anything here.
the point of view, I mean, the foreigners, the way they see Kazakhstan, it's super important, because we are, as locals living here, we just ignore a lot of things. Because do you remember Emma recently? He told us the reels on Instagram when she told about the education system here in the US, how different it is and so on.
I saw that video actually got so viral.
Yeah, because I mean, we are living here, we don't know a lot of things about the US, and then people, as the foreigners, their point of view, I think that's really important.
Next time we see you, Stephanie, I'll know more.
I'll be prepared for art. All right.
Yeah, I told you, what are we going to talk about? It's like,
we're just going to go by the flow.
Yeah, we're going to go with the flow.
Yeah.
No, I just knew one day someone would come and we would understand shit, like what's nuclear arts and...
No, that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
Everything will win.
It's fun.
All right, guys. So that's the ending of our second episode. Oh, no. All right, guys, that's the ending of our new episode with Stephanie, and today she was our guest. She shared a lot of things.
Here, Stephanie.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
She shared a lot of things, that we were not familiar with, but hopefully that she tried. We tried our best to open up a topic a little bit of arts, of contemporary arts, and not only.
I hope they didn't catch your hand gesture, but there are foreigners out there who's watching. There she is. She's safe, but she's willing to be kidnapped, like she said in the beginning. So, if you guys wonder, foreigners are safe here. This is a safe country, very friendly country, with the touch of little European lifestyle. Laid back, lazy.
They're all chilling here,
but friendly
in Almaty specifically.
That's true. All we do is hang out.
Yeah.
Really, right? Like coffee, tea.
That's why we know where all the coffee places are. That's all we do.
Do you know all the night places too? Like, I mean, nightclubs.
Yeah, what are you guys doing tonight? I know.
Nice, cool.
All right, guys. See you soon in the next episodes. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Put the like,
follow your boy,
thumbs, and comment down below. Also, see you guys soon.
See you.
Bye.